Hey, Decipher Destiny crew, Carl Spreedy's here. Thanks for joining me for another Decipher Destiny daily dose. Decide to decipher messages like a master. My grandmother was telling me a story the other day of how her father was a little bit disappointed in how he couldn't go to the war. And the reason was he was living in a town, Cobar, so middle of New South Wales, and he was a postman. And he had to be able to decipher information about the war and send it across Australia. So he had a very important role doing Morse code and helping out the efforts in that way. So it made me think about how much information, how many messages we get all through our day. And messages of information, messages that relate to fear, shame or guilt, messages that relate to who you should be, this type of person. If you're a good person, you do this. If you're a bad person, you do that. How much information we get, delivered to us every day, all day. And it's just become more and more increasing. And the messages become more and more intensified as, the world changes and things are polarized. And one of the things that I thought about is how it's not just the physical messages that we send, through text, through, thumbnails that grab attention. It's also the messages that we're receiving from the universe, the messages that we're receiving from synchronicities that are saying, yep, you're on the right path, you're doing the right thing, keep going, or be aware of this, be aware of that. And if you think about it, it's not discussing woo-woo or trying to convert anyone. It's the fact that our minds are signals. And I can't remember what the quote was, and I believe it was Tesla, but it was talking about how our minds are like receptors. We receive so much information. We're like a radio, if you can visualize a radio signal on the top, and that pinging, that pinging signal that gets all that information at the top of the radio station. So that's how we are. So we're constantly receiving lots of information. And what's really important is how you decipher that. How you actually, and one of the biggest things is how you cut a lot of the dead weight, a lot of the nonsense, a lot of the things that don't actually relate to you. And I've noticed recently just getting a lot of different mentors, a lot of different people on both sides who think more with their right brain, left brain, who are on all different scales, and all come with different opinions about the same set of questions that I have. And it's interesting because even though there's 2 or 3 people in the same field, same sort of study and same sort of belief systems, they all have different opinions and approaches. So that's where it's up to us, ourselves, our own sovereign being, to decipher what information is going to work for us, what is going to work for us for our future, for our plans, for our actions, what's going to work for us for our purpose and our pathway in our life. And that's where that's what it comes down to, and that's what's really important, is being able to get really good at deciphering what is true to you, what aligns with you, and what is not true and what you need to get rid of. And that's the message that I have for today. Please share this around if you know anyone who maybe needs a little bit more, work on maybe not just adopting people's beliefs and actually going out and defining their own life, designing their own destiny. I think it's really important how we decipher messages as we go along in a world that just has us absolutely bombarded with messages every single day. And no matter where you live, you're still going to get those messages. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. Let us know what you thought down below. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. And as always, guys, remember, decide your destiny. Cheers.